Alright, how to put back together a Powershot stapler once your wife decides that it's broken, but doesn't really tell you why or how that happened. This is the big engine, just a spring. It connects to that hammer there. You can see those two forks go into the thing like that, into the engine. Sorry about that. It'll be like that when we're done. And this guy will sit right underneath it, like that. And this piece will slide through here and up like yo to lift that little ledge. So this piece will lift it while the engine will be pulling it down. And if you haven't guessed, then this little guy catches the hammer or catches the engine and shifts the lifting mechanism off to the right again to grab the thing. Because if you look at this, you'll see that the lip is off to the right. Alright, let's hold on a second. This is the wife's answer to breaking the Powershot. So we start by putting the guide in place, and then the hammer will sit in there like yo, and then the engine will sit, and keep in mind that it's going to go into those little holes just like that. And then our lifting mechanism is going to come through the middle of that and actually up again. A little more difficult with one hand. And you can see that it's going to rest right there. Okay. So that's almost all together. You just have to, now you have to spend a little bit of time getting the engine back into the hammer. But that's pretty much it. You can see it protrudes out. You can't really see because of the light. You can see right there the engine sticking through the hammer. Now you're going to put this little pin in. Just a little pin. This is the pivot, the fulcrum for the lifter. Oh man, sorry about this focus. I just put this pin in right here. Now, this hammer mechanism, or the actual lever mechanism, and the lifting mechanism goes in between those two things and over the top of that post that's right there. And then your other pin is going to go into this slot here. That actually sits into that tray there, and that tray holds the pin. So if you looked at it from the other side, you would see that it fits into this pin right here, into this tray, whereas your other pin goes into that hole. Okay, now the hard part. Best of luck. Just get the engine up here, and you can see there's a little notch and the coinciding notch there. I'll be right back. Okay, so that part is connected. Got the front fork protruding through the hammer. Little pivot there. Mainspring's hooked up back there. And you can see when you lift this all up, it's up down. Now we have to just hook up the spring, and the spring will go kind of in that general area. It's going to hook up to this front one, not this back one, this front one. So next, you've got the spring in that we talked about, and you can see that it just hooks into this little spot here, comes around, and like I mentioned before, it only hits that front half. It does not go into that back hole there. Now we're going to put the tray on. Oops. Your hammer guide or stapler catcher. I don't know what the heck you call this thing. Goes like that. Oh, it should all fit really nice and tight in there. That comes through the front. That hole lines up. And then the other thing you have is this kind of, your staple spring. So now we're done. I'm not going to squeeze it because I don't want it to pop out and kill me in the face. But I just got to wiggle all this stuff till it fits in. Give me a minute to do that. And here it is back together. I put a couple staples in it. Just to, a little piece of advice, I couldn't get if you remember that white guide, that plastic guide that's up there, I couldn't get this half of the shell underneath it very easily, and maybe just out of frustration or dumb luck, I just gave it a squeeze, and then all the things started popping together, and the two halves of the shell came lined up. Besides, this back pivot point was having some trouble too, but it works. So just gotta old and new. Maybe I'll mark them his and hers, so I have a stapler that works from now on.